welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Oline and I'm a knitter from Norway, and today I thought I'd start a week of knitting or a week in my life. I really enjoy doing these videos. They really remind me to just capture all of those really special everyday moments and just really cherish those. And I also really enjoy seeing and kind of sharing how I get in my knitting time throughout the day and throughout the week. So I really wanted to do that this week, and today is actually my birthday, so I thought that was a great time to start this. We are going on a road trip today. We're going to Oslo because the twins' christening are this weekend, so we're just going to meet my father's family to celebrate my birthday with them today. But yeah, I have to pack because I haven't packed yet. I'm probably going to be bringing knitting mostly and then something to wear, but my focus is on knitting, and I have a lot I want to knit and a lot I want to get to, but I don't know how likely all of that will be because the focus is going to be on being with family. We don't see that often, but I have a lot I want to bring. But first off, I think we can start with not knitting, but it's knitted but it's finished, but I want to bring it and like really finish it, and that's this Carl's cardigan for my son. I want to weave in the ends so he can wear this for the christening and maybe my birthday. So I hope I get to weave in the ends on this on the car trip today. I think it's going to be about 4 hours in the car, so I should be able to do this. Also, my pole cardigan, that's it's like my birthday cardigan. I finished it just in time for my birthday. I literally finished it 2 a.m. today. It's not here right now because it's downstairs where I'm weaving in the ends on it, but I also hope I'll be able to weave in ends on those. I don't have all of my projects here right now, but you'll be able to see them when I pack them and as I knit on them. So I'm just going to show you the projects I have right here right now because I don't want to bring them all here and then all down again when I'm going to pack them, but I'm going to bring this to finish it off, and I'm going to sew in these really cute sheep buttons that my son got last week. Another project I want to bring but might be too large is this blanket. It is a really fun knit, but it's knit on big needles. It's knit on 9mm needles, so it is just a really big blanket in itself, and it also eats yarn really quickly, so I'd have to bring like 6 skeins of yarn, and this is already quite big, so I don't know if I realistically really can bring it because I am trying to save some space. We don't have a lot of space to pack, but I would love to bring this. Another thing I'd love to bring is that I am going to start on a test knit right after filming this. Hopefully I'll have the time to start on that before we leave, just so I can start on it here and take a bit of a moment to just familiarize myself with the pattern. But I'm going to be test knitting the Eikeblad top, I think, by Knitting for a Friend. I'm really excited about that, Norwegian designer. And I'm going to be test knitting that using Knitting for Olive Merino, and I believe this is my very first time using the Knitting for Olive Merino for an adult garment, so I'm really excited about that, and I hope this color will suit me. But yeah, I am really excited about that, so that's something I want to cast on pretty much immediately after this. And then I also want to go through my stash right now and see if I can find some scrap yarn, because I haven't really knit or bought a gift for the twins, and I did make their christening outfit, so that's kind of like a gift for them, but I also want to be able to give them something like day off. So I was thinking maybe knitting a small plushie or something. I should be able to do that during today and tomorrow. Just a little plushie. I think that would take like 30 grams of scrap yarn for the pattern I've found. So I want to go through my yarn stash and see if I find some yarn that fits that. I'm not going to stress myself out about it because I have made their christening outfit, so I have kind of made them a gift, but I would just really appreciate if I was also able to give them something day off. So I'm going to try to do that, and I'm also going to bring my blouse number 1 that's downstairs that I'm working on. This is my first blouse number 1, and then I'm working on the second one. And I'm pretty sure there's also another project that I want to bring, but I'm not 100% sure. I might want to bring something just easy to make for my son, something mindless. I always overpack. I way overpack when I go on vacation because I'm just afraid of not having anything to knit on. So I want to pack different projects so I can fit every mood I'm in, every occasion. If I need something mindless, if I want something challenging, if I just isn't something that fits all occasions, I always overpack, but I'd rather overpack as long as there's space for it than be left with nothing to knit on. But that's it for the start of this week of knitting. Now I'm going to go through my stash and see if I can find yarn for those plushies, and then I'm going to cast on that project, and I have to start packing because we're leaving in not that long. Hi, I'm back with a little talking update for this week of knitting. A lot of the week has already went by, but this weekend was just packed with stuff, so I didn't have time and didn't want to take time to sit down and film. I just wanted to spend time with family while we were there, but now I'm back home and I'm ready to talk a bit to you guys. So I thought I'd just update on the progress I've made on a few different things. As you can see, first of all, my big update on the pole cardigan. You've seen this a bit throughout the week, I'm pretty sure, but it was done when I started filming, but now it's also blocked. I did block it while I was away, and I love the drape and the fit that got me. And I also got buttons for my twins' christening because I wanted to be able to close this. I did end up going with just really basic wooden buttons, but I think they really fit the look and they don't really pop out anything. So the green and the cardigan still is the big focus with this one and not the buttons, which I am really happy with. That was my goal. And I think this whole thing turned out really good. It is a bit wrinkled now. Because I've used it so much and it's just wrinkled up, but this is a cardigan I love and I think I'll live in this summer as long as it's not too warm. And I also think it will be great for winter and it will just be great. So that's the first thing. And then I have my birthday cast on that I cast on Friday, and that's the Eikeblad top, and I've gotten pretty far on this one as well. These double knit button bands for the straps took me forever, but I've now finished the front on both of those. They're a bit hard to show because I've connected them here, so that doesn't really help when showing them off. But I just connected them, so this is the front that I've just gotten started on. So it's going to be like this, but I've done just like 3 or 4 rows on the front, so it's really hard to see, but I think this will be my focus going forward because it is a test knit, so I really need to get going on this. But now I'm supposed to continue doing the button bands on the sides, but now that I'm also going to move on to doing the front and doing the lace work and everything, I think this will progress faster because with lace you see your progress so quickly and I really enjoy that. So I think it will be easier to prioritize this from now on, and I'm also home and have more time to read patterns, so it will probably get easier. But that's my birthday cast on for now. And then I also have the baby blanket that I'm finally back to working on. I'm almost through with these skeins, and then I have 4 skeins left, I think. So it is getting close to being finished, and it's just a really nice project to work a bit on because the skeins run out quite quickly, which I always love finishing skeins. And the whole thing just grows quite quickly, and I love how it's turning out, this patterning and everything. And I can't wait to actually have it, so I want to work more on this as well, and maybe this will be done this week too. But those are like the main projects I'm working on right now. And then while I was away, of course, I finished 2 projects. I finished the teddy bears or the stuffed animals or whatever you want to call them for my twin cousins. There were supposed to be these bears, like what would you call it? A polar bear and a brown bear. But in the end I didn't have time to knit the arms or the legs on them, but I think they ended up looking like owls kinda, so that's what they ended up being. I was trying to not stress myself and also get enough sleep, so and then they didn't get arms or legs, but they turned out fine, so I decided to be happy with that. And I'm just pleased that I was able to give them like a surprise extra gift. And then while I was away, I did mainly knit on my wedding dress on both the skirt and the wedding dress. For the wedding dress, while I was away, I did run out of yarn, so I didn't get to knit a lot on that, but I made a fair bit of progress. And then on this, I think I made like this much of progress. This is also knit on huge needles. I think this is 8mm needles, so it goes quite quickly. I've also gotten to try this on now because it's just about long enough to be able to find a try on, and I saw how much I have left, and I know now that I need to be better at actually prioritizing knitting on this, because I thought that once I was doing both of the skirts in the round that it would just fly by, because stockinette in the round usually does, but there are so many stitches on this one and on the wedding dress. This is an 8mm needle, so that is saving me a bit, but it's still a lot of stitches to get all of this poof, and the wedding dress is on 4mm needle, so that's about the same amount of stitches, even with less poof. So it is taking, each round is taking really long, so it's taking me a bit longer than I imagined, so I need to get better at actually prioritizing working on that. But that is about where I'm at right now. I haven't worked on the blouse at all, but it's there for me when I have the time to prioritize that again. But right now I think I have to prioritize the wedding dress for my stockinette knit, because I need to make some more progress. I really want to make the wedding dress long enough so I'm able to try that on as well, just to see how it's working out, and I need a good amount of centimeters to get there. But that is my little update for today, and I'll get back to my knitting. Hi, I'm back with an update on this week of knitting. I have decided to do a bit more than a week of knitting because I've had a couple quite busy days where I've forgotten more than a few times to film, so I thought I'd just add on a few days so I can actually film and have something to share with you guys. But I wanted to do a bit of an update because even though I've been really bad at remembering to film, I have actually gotten quite a lot of knitting done. I've finished a t-shirt for myself. This is my second Blouse No1, which I absolutely love. I decided to do it as a t-shirt because I already have a Blouse No1, so I wanted something quite different, and t-shirts are also my favorite in day-to-day life regularly, like except from knitting. T-shirts are my favorite, and in my knitted wardrobe I only have one t-shirt previously, and this is exactly the kind of t-shirt I prefer if you look at my non-knitted wardrobe. So I was really pleased to be able to knit a t-shirt like this, and I don't think this is going to be my last because I really love the fit of this, and even though it might not be my most exciting knit to look at, and it's just stockinette and everything, I do love stockinettes, I love t-shirts, and it just fits perfectly into both my knitted wardrobe and just my regular wardrobe. So I really love this, and I want to just keep making more. But that's one thing I've done since we last spoke. It's also super lightweight and incredible. I think I used 122 grams of droppspenn merino, so that's one thing I've done. I've also finished this blanket, which last we spoke I had like half of it done, but I have finished this now, and this I'm also really pleased with. I've been knitting a lot with like pink hues and having a really good time doing that. I haven't done that a lot before, but I've been having a lot of fun dipping my toe into it now. But yeah, this is a baby blanket. I have talked about it before, but now it's done, which was really great because I wanted this blanket, and I also got to eliminate quite a lot of yarn from my yarn stash. I have been stressing a bit this week about how large my yarn stash is. It hasn't grown any this week, but I just think I realized how many actual meters of yarn I do have in my stash, which overwhelmed me a bit, but I've kind of settled in that feeling again. But this like summer knitting shelf and everything is looking a bit empty, so I'm going to go through my stash again as soon as possible and like refill this, because this is like my shelf with my plans, and I want to put my new summer plants into this shelf again now that I have knit through some of them. But those are the two things I've finished. And then I did talk a bit about this camisole as well that I'm test knitting. I haven't done a lot since we spoke, but I have finished, I think this is the front yoke, and I'm going to go and work on the back now. I have just postponed this a bit because I've been working on other things and I wanted to be fully focused on this when I work on it, but I think I'm going to pick this back up soon. But now I can actually show you the lace because I've done a bit of that, and I really love this lace, and especially in this color I just think it's super cute, so can't wait to knit more on that, and I really can't wait to get far enough to actually be able to try it on the first time. I am realizing more and more that I maybe prefer t-shirts to camisoles, but I think because this has such a wide strap that I'm going to like this a lot as well, because my main problem with camis are that the strap is so thin and flimsy, but I don't think I'll have that problem with this. So yeah, I'm just really excited to work on this again, but I have cast on something new since last we spoke that has gotten all my attention, and that is the Ellen cardigan that I'm knitting for my son. I've gotten quite far. I am almost done with the stockinette part on the body and moving on to the ribbing. It's a bit hard maybe to show in this dark color, but it is this really cute basic cardigan. You knit the button band as you go, and then it also has pockets which are not 100% done, but you can see them a bit here. And then I have to, I think it's called mattress stitch them together in the end, which I haven't done with stockinette before, so that's going to be exciting. But this has gotten all of my attention since I cast it on, because it's been a really long time since I've knit anything for my son, and his birthday is coming up, and I usually give him a new knitted wardrobe each of his birthdays, because the sizes are based on age when they're kids, but I haven't really prepared, and he has a lot of knits that still fit, and I have, the older he's gotten, I've knit way ahead in sizes, so it's going to be fine. He has a lot of knitting still, but I am definitely feeling like I want to go back to knitting more for him again. The reason I started back up knitting this last time, I had a lot of back and forth with my knitting since I learned it 17 years ago, but the reason I started back up again this last time was to knit for my son, and the last year and a half I've been so wrapped up in gift knitting for different babies in our lives, and also getting more and more into knitting for myself, that I've knit very little for my son, honestly, at least compared to what I've been doing before. So now I'm really wanting to get back into making more for him, and I have a whole box of planned projects for him, so I think that's definitely going to be something I have more on my radar going forwards. And I really noticed when starting to knit this too that it has been something I've missed, and that's why this has gotten so much of my attention, because it's just been really nice to knit something and know it's for my son and be able to show him throughout the process and everything. So this has reminded me that I definitely need to do more of that. But I think that's all I am working on. I haven't touched my wedding dress since last we spoke, and now I'm probably going to finish this cardigan and then go back to my test knit. And then I also have been thinking a lot lately about casting on another Blouse No1 in this color, but making it a dress, so that also might happen this week. It really depends on how far I get on the test knit before we wrap this week of knitting up, but that's my little update on where I am now and what I've been doing. I have knit quite a lot, but just not remembered to film a lot of it, but I hope that's okay, and I'll try to be better at remembering to film going forwards. I'm back with the last update. I have decided to end the week of knitting here, so I just wanted to go through everything I'm currently knitting on and everything I finished this week, just as a like wrap up and to see everything I did this week together. I think that's really fun. I have my son here with me, so he might be making some noise. I hope it's okay, but I thought I'd start with my current project. There's quite a few of them, but I'll go oldest to newest. This is my oldest one that I started the day I started filming this week of knitting, the Eikeblad top. I haven't gotten super far on this. I've finished the front and I've started, as you might be able to see, I've started extending the straps to work on the back yoke. So I just had to now extend this strap as well and then work on the back yoke. And if I am to go from how fast the front worked up, I might be done with that really soon, and this is partly my focus. I have a few things that I really want to work on, but I am trying to focus on this since it is a test knit, but I haven't done a whole lot since the last time I spoke about it, but I am really excited to be working more on it now. Yeah, her er skjerf. And then I have this scarf, or I think it's shawl it's actually called. This is the Sophie shawl. Yes, du skal få prøve den etterpå. Jeg skal bare snakke litt om den. This is the Sophie shawl. I'm actually knitting it in alpaca wool, which I think is the recommended yarn. My first time ever using alpaca wool. I have knit this with Nepal before, I think, and also Puna with alpaca. Du skal få det etterpå, men jeg må snakke ferdig. And this is one skein. I have 3 skeins in this color, so I'm going to make the smallest version of the Sophie shawl with this color. I didn't really have a plan for this. I was just going somewhere and I needed a really easy project I could knit without really thinking, so I started on this. This is probably also going to be a Christmas gift, and I usually start way too late on those and then stress myself out, so I thought it was a good idea to just get started now while I still have time. Don't really know who's going to get this. My son is really interested in it. He's trying to claim it, so we'll see who ends up getting it. But that's the Sophie shawl. Didn't really mean to knit this. I just knit it and I stopped when I finished the skein. And then I have my last cast on. This I actually cast on yesterday and I was just too excited not to, and that is another Blouse No1. This is going to be my 3rd version, and this I'm going to knit pretty close to the original version, but I'm going to extend the body to make it a dress, and I'm really excited. Just yesterday I got really far, and I think I'm about halfway to split the sleeves in just one day, so that's really fun. And then after I split the sleeves, I think it's going to go really quick, the first part of the body, and then when I get to like the extended version of the body to make it a dress, I think it's going to be a bit of a slower progress, because even though I absolutely love stockinette, it is my favorite thing to do, it can start to kind of drag on sometimes, but I am really excited. I love this color. I think it's going to be a great dress for summer, but with this color I also see it being a great transition piece into fall and also to use in fall, so I'm really excited about that. But those are the active knits I have, and then of course I also finished a few knits this week. I finished the stuffed animals for my twin cousins, the Igbo polar bear. I finished one for each twin, so 2 of those, and then I finished my chunky baby blanket, the Garntopia baby blanket, which is huge and I'm really excited about. My son is also really excited. Den er jeg ferdig med, ja. So I have to weave in the ends for this. I wanted to weave in ends this week, but I was too busy having fun knitting. But I think sometime soon I have to sit down and just weave in ends and just block out a day or 2 to weave in ends. But I'm going to weave an end for this one and then let my son have it. He's really excited about that. And the same day I finished the baby blanket, I also finished this t-shirt, which was my second version. This was my second version of the Blouse No. 1, which I am really excited about. I made this into a t-shirt and the fabric is a lot thinner, so I'm going to have quite different versions of the Blouse No. 1, even though they're all made from the same pattern, and I'm going to have 3 soon, which I'm really excited about. I love Blouse No. 1. It is my obsession knit. But I finished this. I have talked about it a bit previously, I think. And then the last thing I finished, I think I also finished this last night, finished working up the last sleeve, and that's the cardigan that I've been making for my son. This is quite big because I chose to do it in the 4 to 5 year size, but I think it's going to be able to fit him now, just oversized, and then he'll be able to wear it for quite some time. I had a lot of fun making this because it was very basic here with some German short rows, some increases, my favorite things, and then when I got into the body, when it's just like stockinette back and forth, I got to do pockets for my first time, got to learn how to do that, which was really fun, and they look so good, so sleek. I am in love with them. And here they are on the wrong side, so I haven't sewed them all the way around, but I have attached the corners so it just lays more seamlessly. I had to unravel the button band on this because I hadn't spaced out the buttons in the right way. You're supposed to do the buttons at the end for this one, and I really didn't like that idea because you knit the button band as you go, so I wanted to knit the buttonholes as I went as well. But the first time I tried, I didn't space them out correctly, so I had to like ladder down and fix it, but I managed to do that and it's not really noticeable. I had to actually unravel, ladder down, just frog the whole thing multiple times. With this one I had to frog half the body because I knit on wrong needle sizes. On my newest Blouse No. 1 I forgot the German short row, so I had to frog the whole thing and start over again. Luckily I noticed quite early. And on the baby blanket I also had made a mistake on like the not button band but on the edges, so I had to ladder down. So this week has really been just filled with silly mistakes and unraveling, frogging, laddering down, all of the above. But I am really happy with the amount of knitting I managed to do and all of the new progress I've been able to cast on. I'm really excited about all of my projects. I'm really excited about all of my projects, so can't wait to get back to knitting on all of them. But I hope you enjoyed this week of knitting and this video. If you did, please leave a like and a comment, that means the world to me. And if you want to see more from me, please subscribe. Bye!